So we're delighted that you're joining us today. Again, today, this is the Elevate Cohort 3 information session. We wanted to present this session to give those businesses, local businesses in the District of Columbia, an opportunity to learn more about the Elevate program. So we're delighted that you are joining us. And what we're going to do is kind of give you an overview about the program and the eligibility and the criteria for which we'll be using to look at each application and answer any particular questions that you might have about the program. And so with that said, so for those who might be familiar with the program, as you know, this is the third cohort. We launched the program 2 years ago, it seems now, and it's hard to believe. We successfully completed 2 cohorts, 27 businesses have completed the program. And so you may be wondering, what is Elevate? What does it stand for? Elevate is the Executive Leadership Education Venture Advancing Talented Entrepreneurs. That sounds a little wordy, but when we look at the acronym, it speaks to what the goal, the mission of this program is: to elevate minority businesses, minority-owned businesses in the District of Columbia. So Elevate is a 3-month program. It is the only minority executive education program in the District of Columbia that's backed by a university partner, which we are delighted of our relationship with George Washington University School of Business. Again, it's a 3-month program that spans, that meets on Saturdays. It is what we like to think it's best in class in terms of the training and the skills that the businesses will acquire in this program. In particular, I think it's important for those who are interested in this program that the curriculum is tailored to enhance and cultivate new skills in MBEs. I think one of the things you'll hear as we talk about this program is that it is not a program that covers the nuts and bolts of how you operate a business. We're not focused on the day-to-day, we're focused on the leadership end and the management end of how you operate your business as owners. And so with that said, I want to kind of give just a brief overview about the curriculum, and I'll turn it over to my colleague, Dr. Tarabishi, and he will kind of give you a little more insight about the curriculum, and we'll talk about the benefits of the program, and then we'll shift to the criteria, the eligibility and the criteria for the selection process. And so the curriculum really is focused on entrepreneurial mindset and focused on businesses understanding the complex roles of entrepreneurship, leadership, management throughout the development of their organization strategy. You can see the slide and review some of the other points, but what I'm going to do is turn it over to Dr. Tarabishi, and he can go into a little bit more detail about the program's curriculum.
Great, thank you everybody. Thank you, Yvette, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Finally, the sun is out, so it's something to be cheerful about here. And again, my name is Ayman Tarabishi, and I want to talk a little bit about the program and kind of see how you can fit in, and if this triggers any interest in you in terms of where you are with your company and everything that you're doing. As Yvette mentioned really well, the word itself speaks for the program. The idea, the energy, the mindset behind it is to elevate businesses that currently are in the district, minority-owned businesses in the district, to the next level. We see a lot of successful companies in DC. We see a lot of successful minority-owned companies in DC at different levels. And the idea is to take the best of what we know in terms of theory and practice and a lot of good examples out there and say, how can you take your company from being a good company to a great company and even more, right? And so the idea is simple, you move from good to great, but moving from one level to the other is a feat by itself. It's a lot of hard work. And a lot of people will compliment you how good your company is, how you're growing, and all that stuff. But very rare that you hear people saying this is a great company. This is something that you really should do. And the approach we do is we keep it very simple. It's not heavy academic rigor that you kind of get a headache after 20 minutes. It's simplified on 3 rules, right? And the first one is how you designed your company, or how are you designing your company in terms of strategy, in terms of the way you think about it, in terms of where you want to go, in terms of the people you want to engage in, and in terms of kind of your short-term, medium, and long-term thinking. That we call that stage design. How are you designing your company? How are you currently working in designing your company? Once we talk about that, once we answer some difficult questions and get you in the right mindset about it, then we increase the difficulty in saying, well, how are you going to build it? Now you have this beautiful house, you have this beautiful kitchen, you have this beautiful engine that you want to build, but how are you going to do it? What are the parts that you need? What are the people that you need? What are the expertise that you need? And what's the timing of it? And what are the challenges? And what are the risks? And what are the opportunities? And we call that the build stage. And it's a lot of work. It's always nice to design things on paper and think about it, but when it gets going and you start to build it, you realize things don't fit. Time is of an essence here. Resources are of an element, and there's the wrong people around you, and people are telling you too many no's, and a lot of people are buying into your idea. How do you move forward with that? And finally, once you design it and you start to build it, the fundamental question that every entrepreneur, every business owner has to answer: well, how are you going to grow it? Where's the revenue coming from? Where's the market share coming from? Where are these contracts that are coming from? You have all the ingredients. You have a beautiful restaurant. You have all the seats. You have a brand new kitchen. You have a great logo. You have everything, but there's no customers, right? So how are you going to bring in the customers? What's your strategy about bringing in the customers, the deals, the contracts, and the renewals of them? And these are some questions that probably keep a lot of entrepreneurs up late at night. Is how do I grow my business? So design, build, and grow is basically the fundamental way that we take this program, Elevate program, from you having a good company at whatever level it is. It can be starting, it can be mid-size, it can be large, but you want to go exponentially larger, and taking it from good to great. So that's a little bit a quick snapshot of the program. It's challenging in the sense that in terms of we ask difficult questions, and you'll be with a cohort of people, and they'll probably be looking at these questions and saying, these are difficult questions. I know I have to answer them, but what's the answers? So I'll give it back to Yvette to talk a little bit more about the program, and then give you as much time to answer as many questions as you have.
Thank you. And so I think what Dr. Tarabishi kind of highlighted is the shift that occurs in terms of your mindset. And that is one of the core things that we challenge you. And folks leave the program with a shift in how they think about themselves as owners, how they manage their business. And so when you complete this program, you're going to be a part of a cohort or part of an alumni group within CNHED, and you will have a relationship not only with us, but also with George Washington University School of Business. We make sure that we follow up with the businesses that participate or complete the program. We ensure we are forming an alumni network so that we can make sure that we are channeling or opportunities to the businesses that participate in this program. A lot of you may be familiar with CNHED. Some of you may be new to CNHED. For those who may not be familiar, we have a DCAP program, which is a DC Community Anchor program partnership. And it is an initiative that provides opportunities for minority-owned businesses to pursue or go after contracting opportunities with both the universities and hospitals, and also utility companies in the District of Columbia. And so through your relationship with us through Elevate, you also get the benefit, of course, participating in DCAP and any other programs that we may be aware of that will benefit and help your business grow. So in addition to that, I want to kind of talk about a little bit about the program's eligibility and selection criteria. So you must be a registered business and located in the District of Columbia. So you have to be registered with the district's agency. It used to be DCRA. I believe it's now the Department of Business and Licensing. You must be minority owned. That means 51% ownership in your company as well. So those are the key eligibility requirements that we look at first. And then when we, after you've passed or kind of we vetted you for your eligibility, then we look at the selection criteria. Now we've changed the criteria for the third round. We tried to open it up so that we could provide more opportunities for businesses to apply. And so you must meet at least 2 of the criteria listed below, the bullets. You have to be in business for at least 3 years. Minimum of 5 full-time or part-time employees. We will also consider contractors. And then you must have an annual revenue of at least $300,000. And so this has changed from the previous 2 cohorts. So we want to kind of lift that up. So I want to kind of reiterate, you don't have to have all 3, although we do have some businesses that have applied in the past, or rather who are applying now, that meet all 3, but that we've opened it up so that you can at least have 2 of the listed criteria. And we're also giving preferences to businesses that are located in wards 7 and 8. So any business can apply if you meet the eligibility criteria, but we're also giving preferences to those businesses specifically in ward 7 and 8. And so that pretty much is essentially how the program works, or rather the criteria. And so how the program works. Once you've submitted your application, we will go through an interview process. Once we've determined your eligibility and you've met the criteria, we will set up an interview with you after we've also reviewed your video. I want to encourage businesses, please submit your video with your application. The application is fairly simple. We wanted to make it easy for businesses to apply so that they don't have to write a long, extensive essay. So once you have submitted your application, we will follow up with you, schedule an interview, and if you are selected into the program, you can anticipate starting February the 11th, which is the classes will take place on Saturdays from 10 to 1 every other Saturday. The classes will take place virtually, with the exception of 1 class, which is the final class where there will be a presentation that you'll make to your cohort members. And that session will take place during the week and not on Saturday. So all of the classes are on Saturday, they're virtual, and the time that we're asking you to dedicate is from 10 to 1 o'clock. Dr. Terabishi, do you want to say anything else about the commitment that we're expecting of the cohorts that apply and accepted?
Yeah, actually, I get excited when I talk about this. Most of you are, if we ask business owners and entrepreneurs, you know, most of you tell you that what they need is more days and more times in their schedule. They're busy with their company, they're busy with putting fires down, they're busy with family, they're busy with kids, they're busy with their significant others. Everybody wants your time, you know, and everybody keeps taking your time away, and you have all these commitments to do. But that Saturday when we meet, this is your time. This is your time. You need to be very selfish with your time. This is where you sit with people like you in the same position, in the same mindset, and you say, this is for me to learn, this is for me to breathe, this is for me to engage and kind of replenish my mind and soul and heart with ideas, with creativity, with answering difficult questions. So I strongly urge you, and once you get into the program, is you tell everybody saying, I'll do everything you want, but those Saturdays, this is my time. Nobody even come close to talk to me, because I'm going to be very selfish with my time, because this I need this for me. And this is really important, because if you're not committed both mind and heart into this program, and you're just going through it, you're not going to learn. It's not going to click. So you have to have that, sacred time for yourself. And that's why we do Saturday. We felt Saturday is that lull every other Saturday. There's a little lull in that Saturday in the morning where you can escape the madness and just spend time with yourself, which is maybe your best gift to give yourself after a long time. So I'll give it back to Yvette.
And to kind of build upon Dr. Tarabishi's comments, we ask you, if you're accepted into a program, to make a commitment, and that you sign a document saying that you will attend the Saturday sessions. And we design this in a way so that, we give you that breather and that space by having it every other week. And so we are really pleased with the program. We are pleased with our connections and relationships with the businesses that we work with. And they speak highly of the program. And so with that said, I'm just going to leave on the slide for a bit. If you want to access the application, you can see the dates. So I think it's important for you to know that we are reviewing applications as they come in. And so we want to encourage you to submit your application as soon as possible. We will be accepting up to 15 applicants, or rather businesses. We feel like there's a sweet spot in terms of the number of applicants, the number of businesses that should be in a cohort. We don't want it to be too large where it become impersonable. And so we encourage you, because we're reviewing applications as they come in, we encourage you to submit your application once you've made the determination that you want to be a part of this program. And so with that said, I'm going to open it up to folks to pose any questions for myself and Dr. Tarabishi. And so if you have a question, you can unmute yourself. And I'm wondering, do we want to capture the questions in the video?
No, I think we should stop the recording so nobody feels that they were recorded without.
Great, perfect. So give me a sec. Okay.
All right. So
wait 1 second, sorry.
it's okay.